How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. Now in today's video we have a kind of exciting one, I would say. So today's video is 5 do's and 5 don'ts. Now this video is credited to my brother. He gave me this idea and I figured it was a great idea, and I got a little bit of knowledge after nearly 2 years of doing this to pass on to you guys. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. So we're gonna start off with don'ts. Now the first don't is don't just floor it, okay? Let me give you an example. You're coming into the corner, you just got your sim rig, you're happy, alright? This thing's cool. You go into the corner, flooring, and you continue to floor. Oh, this is fun. I mean, this is not necessarily a horrible thing to do. You know, you can spin your car around like this, but especially when you're in the grass. This is not going to get you out of the grass any faster. Alright, just take it easy. Nice and easy. You should crawl out of the grass like that. And when you're going into a corner and you're flooring it, there's a high chance you're going to spin like that. So that is in the throttle category. So all these don'ts have a counter argue in the do's. I'm fairly certain they do, and if they don't, I'll go into it a little more. Alright, moving on to the second don't, and that is do not go too fast into the corner, okay? This one doesn't have a counter argument, so I will go into it a little more. But what I mean by do not go too fast is you're going like this, and now you just lost control, and you're a little confused on why you did drift. I'm not too sure why, but a lot of people I teach, and this isn't to call anyone out that I've taught, because I know some of you are watching this video, alright? I'm just saying, a lot of you have this in common. You like to go a little fast into the corners. Okay, so now let me show you what you could do. So we have a corner here. I would say you could even just stop. Alright, now I would suggest, I don't know, maybe do a little clutch kick. Now if you don't know what a clutch kick is where you have the clutch in, you give it throttle, and you drop the clutch. Now the wheels are spinning, okay? And now you're going into this corner at a good speed, a moderately good speed. Now if you want to roll into a corner, of course, definitely. Just come up to the corner, maybe swing the car a little bit, give it some throttle, and there you go. But I wasn't going very fast at all, okay? So now I'm not gonna fly straight through the corner. So that, there you go. There's that little tidbit. And number 3 don't is not using the clutch enough, okay? You might be confused. Whoa, Untitled, you shouldn't be using the clutch too much when you're drifting. What if I get into a new car and that generates bad habits? Yes, you're right. You don't want to blow out your clutch in your real life car. So I'll go further into that as soon as we go into the do's. Just for now, not using the clutch enough. It's kind of a cliffhanger, alright? Number 4. This one's pretty important. Do not get mad at the game, okay? Don't get mad at yourself, don't get mad at the game. This can become very frustrating to learn if you're not getting the hang of it necessarily that fast. But that's the whole point of this video, to help you get better so you can have more fun with it. But I have to tell everyone this because it's so important. It's like so much about patience. You have to be so patient with the game, or you will get frustrated and you will get a little upset at the game. It took me a while, alright? You know, no one gets this like right away, and if you do, congrats, you're a natural born drifter. But it's gonna take some time, but you know, it'll happen. Anyways, 5. Number 5, do not. And this is great, okay, because this ties right into the do's. The most important one, in my opinion, do not hold the wheel when trying to drift, okay? I see this so often. You're going into the corner and you hold the wheel like this, right? And then you spin. So you're a little confused. Oh wow, what's happening? So you just hold the wheel like this, and then, or you'll try to manually do it yourself. All right, you go into the corner and you're going like that. Okay, it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. So that is number 5. Don't. Now we are jumping into the green, the do's. I don't know why I said it like that, but we're jumping into the do's. And as I said, the last don't will tie into the first do. So that is let the wheel glide when starting off a drift, okay? If you guys are curious, I don't think you can see, but I am looking over at my second screen because I got notes. I know it sounds pretty professional. I know it's crazy. Anyways, enough yapping away. Let's get into this. So what I mean by let the wheel glide is when you're coming into the corner, all right, you're gonna go into the corner like this, and you see how the wheel is kind of going by itself. You see that? Hold on, let's do it again. We're entering this corner. I'm gonna give it some throttle. You see this? Oh my gosh, it can like almost drift by itself. But what I'm saying is let the wheel glide, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to learn when to catch it, okay? So when you're going in a corner, it's gonna glide, and now I gotta catch it because it's at a good spot, okay? So going into the corner, let it glide, catch, because that was a good spot to catch it, right? But that is the hugest thing. That will get you past like a really hard part of learning. Is that just let the wheel glide, because it's gonna find the straight point, right? So let the wheel glide. And then in some transitions, you can let the wheel glide. But yeah, that's a tricky category. We'll get more into that later. Okay, moving on to the second. Focus on throttle control, right? We talked about how that was the number one don't. Don't just floor it. So that ties into throttle control. So throttle control is huge, okay? When you are transitioning, when you're going through a corner, when you have too much angle, there's just everything. So as we stated before, don't just floor it. So when you're going into a corner, tap the throttle, okay? Just start off giving it some juice every now and then. You know, if you're losing angle, give it some power. All right. If you're going through a transition, maybe give off the throttle a little bit. It's all about the feeling it. And if you're going into a corner too fast, don't be afraid to hit the brake. The clutch. The clutch is such a huge thing, okay? But that's a different category. Wait, is that? No, that's not next. We're gonna move it to next though. Okay, number 3, clutch, because that it just makes more sense. When you're going into a corner like this, let's say I'm over rotating, I throw the clutch in, okay? And it kind of just, it cuts the power to the car so we don't fully spin around. So we can still kind of come back from the drift. You know, in some cases it's a lot harder, but so let's go into here. Oh, I'm over rotating, clutch is in. And you see how it kind of pulls itself back? Okay, so especially for corners, if we're coming in a corner here, I'm gonna swing because that would have swung a lot over. And you can see my pedal diagram down there. But when I'm transitioning, I'll put in a little clutch, a little brake, just so it doesn't shift too aggressively there. And this will tie into number 4. Perfect. Learn figure eights. Okay, this will help you learn how to do transitions. I didn't really do it too much, but you should definitely do it a lot. So figure eights. Just start off going like this. And you'll, well, it's just a figure 8. But, oh my god, I just messed up my figure 8. Wow. Anyways, you'll go like this, and then it just teaches you how to kind of do those transitions. If you do figure 8s, you will definitely notice like your transitions will be a lot better because you're getting an understanding, especially how tight the freaking figure 8 gets right towards the end there. And last but not least, have fun while you're learning. I feel like I should probably do kind of a clean lap just to show you guys I do kind of know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Oh, all right, let me focus. Let me do a clean lap here. Okay, this might be an excuse, but my freaking chair, man. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's one thing I want to do. I want to do 2 360s as I enter a corner. Oh, no! entered the grass a little bit, but that's fine. Anyways, one thing about transitions is transitions are a little tricky. Just before we end the video real quick, transitions are a little tricky. Sometimes you do want to let the wheel glide when you're doing a transition, but then sometimes it might spin you. And transitions is a lot about throttle control, okay? Don't necessarily fully focus. I mean, definitely focus on the wheel part too, but it's just so big about throttle control. Like when you're doing a transition, definitely like sometimes throttle, you let off the throttle, you hit the brakes, oh my gosh. I feel like majority of the time when you're transitioning, you do want to help the wheel because the wheel can't necessarily spin that fast on its own. So when you are doing a transition, you might want to try spinning it, you know, helping it out to get there faster. But yeah, that's the little tidbit that I wanted to give in there because I feel like I didn't talk about that enough. That is 5 do's and 5 don'ts. And as I stated before, if you are struggling with anything, comment it down below. I will try my best to help you out with what you're struggling with. Make sure to get a good car pack, okay? Make sure to get a car that you are liking. It does help to, in my personal opinion, I like to go to tires, and I like to have my rear PSI higher because I feel like the car will flow a lot more. I like to make sure my turbo's 100%, make sure you got some feel. But like I said, if you're finding it harder to get the rear end out, maybe add a little more tire pressure to your rear and keep your fronts a little more low. This is a Formula Drift car, so I kind of have it wrong. You should have lower PSI in a Formula Drift car, but it doesn't affect me, so it's fun. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really do hope this actually did help. I feel like I'm really horrible at explaining stuff, so I hope it helped. If you have any feedback for me, make sure to drop that down in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.